made odd noises as a child. Just did weird things, like turn off light switches twice. I think my parents thought I had Tourette's syndrome. People say I make strange choices, but they're not strange for me. My sickness is that I'm fascinated by human behavior, by what's underneath the surface, by the worlds inside people. Life's pretty good, and why wouldn't it be? I'm a pirate, after all. As a teenager I was so insecure. I was the type of guy that never fitted in because he never dared to choose. I was convinced I had absolutely no talent at all. For nothing. And that thought took away all my ambition too. I am doing things that are true to me. The only thing I have a problem with is being labeled. The only creatures that are evolved enough to convey pure love are dogs and infants. I'm shy, paranoid, whatever word you want to use. I hate fame. I've done everything I can to avoid it. There's a drive in me that won't allow me to do certain things that are easy. I've had the honor and the pleasure and gift of having known Elizabeth Taylor for a number of years. You know, you sit down with her, she slings hash, she sits there and cusses like a sailor, and she's hilarious. France, and the whole of Europe have a great culture and an amazing history. Most important thing though is that people there know how to live. In America they've forgotten all about it. I'm afraid that the American culture is a disaster. If there's any message to my work, it is ultimately that it's okay to be different, that it's good to be different, that we should question ourselves before we pass judgment on someone who looks different, behaves different, talks different, is a different color. I have this fear of clowns, so I think that if I surround myself with them, it will ward off all evil. I like the challenge of trying different things and wondering whether it's going to work or whether I'm going to fall flat on my face. I don't pretend to be Captain Weird. I just do what I do. I detest jokes. When somebody tells me one, I feel my IQ dropping, the brain cells start to disappear. But something is funny when the person delivering the line doesn't know it's funny or doesn't treat it as a joke. Maybe it comes from a place of truth, or it's a sort of rage against society. I don't go anywhere without a book by James Joyce called Finnegan's Wake. I started out printing silkscreen t-shirts. I sold ink pens. I worked construction. I worked at a gas station. I pumped gas. I was a mechanic for a little bit. I went into sewers, down into sewer lines. I had a lot of somewhat unpleasant gigs for a time there. For a long time I tried to manage an honesty and openness about my personal life because I'm human and I'm normal, well, semi-normal. There is nothing on earth that could ever make me want to relive certain years of my life when I was young. I don't know if I can relax. Relax, I can't do. My brain, on idle, is a bad thing. I just get weird. I mean, not weird. I get antsy. When kids hit 1 year old, it's like hanging out with a miniature drunk. You have to hold on to them. They bump into things. They laugh and cry. They urinate. They vomit. I'll take photographs with kids. People who want to take photographs with me. People who like the movies. People who supported me. I'll do that all day, all night, that's fine. But the bombardment of the paparazzi is just... I truly don't understand. It just feels like this kind of gluttonous, horrific sport. It's like sport. I always wanted to be a character actor rather than the poster boy that they tried to make me 100 years ago. An actor has a degree of responsibility to change for the audience, to give them something new each time, to surprise and not bore them. My job, as an actor, is to give the director options. You can only hope that the takes that you thought were the best were chosen. But, then again, if I don't watch it, I'll never know. I was angry and frustrated until I started my own family and my first child was born. Until then I didn't really appreciate life the way I should have, but fortunately I woke up. How many chances do you get to make a musical about a serial killer? The minute Tim Burton approached me, I was in. I've never felt particularly ambitious or driven, that's for sure, although I like to create stuff, whether it's a little doodle, a drawing, a small painting or a movie or a piece of music, so I suppose I'm driven by it. Everything I've done has felt very natural, and it's happened because it's happened. Captain Jack Sparrow is like a cross between Keith Richards and Pepe Le Pew. I think the thing to do is enjoy the ride while you're on it. Tomorrow it'll all be over, then I'll have to go back to selling pens again. Me. I'm dishonest, and you can always trust a dishonest man to be dishonest. Honestly, it's the honest ones you have to watch out for. I'm an old-fashioned guy. I want to be an old man with a beer belly sitting on a porch, looking at a lake or something. Here's the thing, if Donald Trump is elected President of the United States, in a kind of historical way, it's exciting because we will see the actual last President of the United States. It just won't work after that. Puberty was very vague. I literally locked myself in a room and played guitar. With any part you play, there is a certain amount of yourself in it. There has to be, otherwise it's just not acting. It's life. You use your money to buy privacy because during most of your life you aren't allowed to be normal. You grow up a bit damaged or broken and you have some success but you don't know how to feel good about the work you're doing or the life you're leading. Simplicity, that's what I want. It's been a rare commodity for me for a number of years, but I enjoy being able to hang out with my girl, read the newspaper, and sit back and start to read a book by someone I admire, like Lawrence Krauss or Christopher Hitchens. And that's it, simplicity, where the game of Hollywood doesn't exist. One of the most beautiful things in the world is seeing a mommy with her kids. There's nothing more beautiful, nothing more sublime. I pretty much try to stay in a constant state of confusion just because of the expression it leaves on my face. The beauty, the poetry of the fear in their eyes. I didn't mind going to jail for, what, 5, 6 hours. It was absolutely worth it. When you have children, there is no room for lies, no room for anything but the truth. Anything other than that is a bad example, I believe. There's definitely healing properties to being in proximity to the ocean and that breeze. There's something about that Caribbean climate and humidity. The only gossip I'm interested in is things from the weekly world news, women's bra bursts, 11 injured. That kind of thing. When I auditioned for 21 Jump Street, it was a last-minute thing. I had one of the worst flus that I've ever experienced in my life, and I was forced to go to the audition, the screen test. America is dumb. It's like a dumb puppy that has big teeth that can bite and hurt you, aggressive. My daughter is 4, my boy is 1. I'd like them to see America as a toy, a broken toy. Investigate it a little, check it out, get this feeling, and then get out. I moved from Kentucky to Miramar, Florida, at about 8. I think I was in 2nd grade. I still had my southern accent, and down there, you got to experience a melting pot in full fury. All the kids I hung out with were, like, Sicilian kids from Jersey and New York. Anything I've done up till May 27, 1999 was kind of an illusion, existing without living. My daughter, the birth of my daughter, gave me life. When I can focus on something like guitar or painting, I do. I started painting people I admire, like Kerouac, Bob Dylan, Nelson Algren, Marlon Brando, Patti Smith, my girl, my kids. I'm always for the Indian in the cowboy movie. Always. When you're doing a movie, your body doesn't allow you to get sick until you finish.